My dad loves me so much. I love my dad so much. My dad loves playing with me in the park. We have so much fun. He takes me to the school. He looks after me and my mom. I love my dad so much. My dad loves me so much. He is my best friend. He is my hero. He always says, "I love you, my son." Time passed. As I grew up, he worked hard to look after us and pay all the bills. I did not mind, as I had friends to play with. But when he wanted to play with me, I was busy. He did not mind that. He always said, "I love you, my son." He thought I was busy with my schoolwork. I thought he was funny. Time passed. I had cooler friends now. We had so much fun. But I did not speak much with my dad, as he wasn't cool enough. Sometimes I wore a headphone just to avoid talking to him. I thought he was so boring. Now I call him Old Man, as he was getting old. But I never forget to ask for my pocket money from him. Sometimes he comes and watches me play with my friends from a distance. I was so embarrassed that he was not good looking and that he does not wear expensive clothes like the other fathers. He kept saying, "I love you, my son." I thought he was weird. I moved out of the house, but he paid the rent. So he started visiting my apartment every day. I played with my friends till late night just to avoid him. Most of my new friends didn't know him, so they thought he was an old man who was stalking me. I did not mind that. I thought he was annoying. Time passed. I made a good living now, so I moved out to a different city, far away from him. He cannot drive now. He needed a wheelchair to move around. So I thought he would no longer bother me now. I was so happy. Few months later, I got a call from the hospital, and they said that his health was in a critical condition. So I went to see him and wanted to ask, "Where did you waste all your money, you poor old man? And what have you done for me?" I went closer to his bed. I called him by his first name, and he opened his eyes and he said, "Call me Daddy, my son." I was about to turn back and leave. Then he gave me details of a bank account. I started reading it, and it was all in my name. It had enough money for me to live a wealthy life. While I was reading it, he said, "You are my wealth, my son. You are my investment, my son. You are my life, my son. You are my good looks, my son. You are my world. That's all the money I have saved for you from the day you were born." And he touched my hand and he said, "I love you, my son." Those were the last words I heard from my father. I lost my star. I lost my world. I lost my teacher. I lost my hero. I lost my only protector, my deity. Now, the only wish I have is to go back and say, I am sorry, Daddy. I let you down like a dried up rock, but you never let me down like a flower you had on your hand. You were always there for me. I love you so much, my Daddy, and to hold him and never let go. But it is too late for me now. We don't have enough poems written about the love of a father that is buried under the skin, deep inside the bone, and comes from the bone marrow itself.
I declare, O monks, that there are two persons one can never repay. Which two? One's mother and father. Even if one should carry about one's mother on one shoulder and one's father on the other, while attending to all their needs for 100 years, one would not do enough for them. One would not repay them. What is the reason for this? Parents do much for their children. They bring them up, feed them, and guide them through this world. Even if one were to make them the supreme lords of the land, with all the treasures in the world, one would not do enough for them. One would not repay them. What is the reason for this? Parents do much for their children. They bring them up, feed them, and guide them through this world. But one who encourages one's parents, who does not have a pleasant mind, to have a pleasant mind, immoral parents to be virtuous, stingy parents to be generous, ignorant parents to be wise, does enough for his or her parents. He repays them and more than repays them for what they have done.